a year ago when Elden Ring came out and set the bar for how games are viewed nowadays due to how great Elden Ring was and generally the amount of love the game got when it first came out. With the unforgettable boss fights, amazing visuals, lore to have you searching for more, combat, open world, and so much more that I could just talk about for hours. Only problem about the game is the difficulty. With only about 20% of people actually becoming Elden Lord and completing the game, me being one of them, shows how difficult and time-consuming the game was for people who have not played the Souls series at all. But what if I told you about a game by the developers of Coco Cucumber that takes that same Elden Ring experience, but makes it simpler, shorter, for you guys just getting into the Soulsborne series? This game is called Ravenlok, where you travel through the mysterious and fairy-like castle where you have to take down the dreadful Caterpillar Queen and save the kingdom from her evil reign. A game that broke the hate streak for me for the reviews I've been doing, and a game, honestly, that me and my son both sat there and enjoyed, where he would just sit there and take the controller and explore and run around because of how much he loved this game. My name is Nicktana, and this is why I love Ravenlok. Before I get into the review, just know what I say is my opinion and my opinion only, and it's not God, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I played this game on the Game Pass. You know how I like to dish them out my $15 to play amazing AAA titles like Ravenlok. Oh man, I couldn't even say that with a straight face. But in all seriousness, this game did a lot of things right for me. I was getting a bit nervous in the beginning of the game because it started off fairly slow for me, but as soon as I was able to go up and pet the dog, my doubt was cleared and knew this game was going to be a classic. The 3D pixel art style visuals this game has is very impressive, to say the least. It's one of the things that drew me in when I saw the trailers and other announcements for this game. It was very bright and full of life when needed to be, but wasn't afraid to show its unlightened side by having various caves and other areas to set the mood for the type of scenario the game has in store for you. On your journey, you run into unique characters that help you along the way, opening up shops, making potions, leveling up your skills, and giving you an insane amount of side quests. The only reason I say this was overwhelming because it felt like every time you were talking to someone, it was like quest, do this, do that, fetch this, fetch that, give me this so I can give you that. And it was like every single time you talked to someone, it had a purpose. It was a lot of stuff. Even though it was fairly easy to do, it felt like every time I talked to someone, they're like, do this, do that, figure this out, figure that out. All the characters you run into are so unique, and I just love the style out of every single one of them in this game. From the random residents of the kingdom to the fearful bosses, even to the normal enemies walking around the area. They all have themes and a unique style to who they are, which I feel even the AAA titles overlook, but not Ravenlok. I never got bored to search around and explore or to find all the hidden secrets that filled the kingdom because it felt like an entirely new chapter with every step of the way. From mushroom forest, theaters, and taking a tramway to the greenhouses. Ravenlok combat wasn't anything amazingly special, but did a good job at getting the job done. You get a sword and all you gotta do is spam the X button to continuously attack enemies and take them down. They also have 4 skills used in the game to help you take down enemies as well, which was unique in its own way. They give you a shield in the game to block attacks from other enemies and an RPG system to level everything up to help take on the enemies and bosses in every area. I felt like the RPG system is a little lazy in my opinion, but at the same time, to go off of that, I think Ravenlok went this route to make it easier on players to not overcomplicate the system and just have it there so people can enjoy everything else. The way the RPG system works in the game is basically you get these feather things. You level up based on how many feathers you have. Kind of like Elden Ring when you got runes in the game. This is their version of runes, and you would use that to level up, and it would level up everything you had from health to attack to defense to all your skills and what damage they do. Like I said, a very simple mechanic, but I felt like to the audience they were probably leaning for, or the difficulty they were probably setting, they made it easy like that for a reason. So I don't completely mind, but it also did feel a little bit lazy to me. To sum it up, I had a blast with this game. A hidden gem on Xbox that was well needed. The expectations were a little low for this game, but Coco Cucumber delivered and really came out with an amazing game that's easy for everyone to dive into. Even like I said in the beginning of the review, even my 4-year-old son was able to pick up the game and run around and explore, and he had a smile on his face every time he was running around, and all he kept on saying is, I want to go home, I want to go home, I want to get her home. So something like little things like that just kind of drive back memories to me, and even having a game that I can sit there and enjoy with my son that even I felt like they didn't plan to make like a family game, but we enjoyed together, will always have a place in my heart. So I appreciate Coco Cucumber and Ravenlok for giving giving me that memory, to be honest with you. I'm giving Ravenlok a whopping 8 out of 10 limes for this review. This game was absolutely amazing. I loved everything about it. The simplicity of it, explore, and not feel like you're lost entirely of the time. The story was interesting enough to where you always stayed on track and you never got bored of the game. Can we just sit here and appreciate how beautiful these bosses are and these enemies and the art with the characters in this game? It's absolutely stunning. The variety and the different styles of enemies is honestly amazing to me. I just can't stop thinking about it. That's why I keep on bringing up the boss fights. This game took me 4 hours to complete and unlock all the achievements in this game, so it's very easy for achievement hunters to get into. And if you have very little time and you're busy a lot of the day, you could go ahead and pick this up and beat it in very little time and have a great experience off of like I had. Shoot your shot with Ravenlok. Honestly, I did, and I had a great time. And that was my Ravenlok review. Thank you guys for everybody who watched. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is YouLoveNicktana, but you guys can call me Nicktana. If you're into game reviews and gaming in general, you're going to want to make sure you follow this channel. I don't know what game I'm going to be playing next. If you guys have any recommendations, make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. If you guys like this review, leave a like, comment, let me know. Likes and comments, subs, all that stuff really does help. I'm sitting at like 300 subscribers right now. Anything does help to help me move up the algorithm and everything else, so please consider that. Be safe. Tell someone you love them. Game on, boys. I'll catch you guys next video. Later.